function P equals 40x plus 50y represents the total profit of the manufacturer of X number of item A and Y number of item B per week. The constraints of the function are 5x plus 4y is less than or equal to 200, and 2x plus 3y is less than or equal to 108. Which amount could be the maximum profit made from a week of manufacturing? Well, this question asks us to find the maximum profit made, so that we're going to need to know our maximum values of x and y that meet our two constraints. So the first thing we must do is solve our system of inequalities for x and y. We can do this using the method of elimination, substitution, or graphing. And I'm going to use graphing, so I'm going to solve both of my inequalities for y. So I have 5x plus 4y is less than or equal to 200. I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides of the equation. And then divide by divide by 4. And this will give me y is less than or equal to negative 5/4 x plus 50. Next, let's solve our second inequality for y. We have 2x plus 3y is less than or equal to 108. Subtracting both sides by 2x, and then dividing by y. I'm sorry, that's a negative 2x. Gives me a negative 2/3 x plus 36. So now I have both of my inequalities solved for y, so I can graph them. So coming over to our calculator, hit y equals, arrow to the left of y1, and since this is a less than or equal to inequality, let's choose our less than sign. So hit enter until you find your downward arrow. Then come back over to your right hand side and put in your inequality of negative parentheses 5 divided by 4 end parentheses x plus 50. Coming down to y2, again go to your left hand side and select your less than sign because it is also a less than or equal to inequality. Come over to your right hand side and insert your inequality of negative parentheses 2 divided by 3 end parentheses x plus 36. Then go to your window, and since we're talking about positive values for both x and y, let's have an x min of 0. We'll select a y max of 50, a y min of 0, and a y max of 50. Then hit graph. This will graph both inequalities and show our solution area as the double hashed section. The next thing we need to do is find the point where the two inequalities meet. Let's do second, calc, and choose 5 for intersect. The computer will ask for your first curve, which it shows you as negative 5/4 x plus 50. Hit enter. Your second curve, which is negative 2/3 x plus 36. Hit enter. And then enter again. The calculator will show you the coordinate pair for your intersection, which is 24, 20. Now let's input these terms or these values into our profit equation. So P equals 40 times 24 plus 50 times 20. That gives us 960 plus 1,000, which gives us a total profit of 1,960. But notice that in our profit equation, we get more profit from selling Y items than we do X items. And our graph tells us that we could get a higher Y value, although it will lower our X. but it might give us a higher profit. And since we're talking about items, we're talking about integers. So let's take a look at our table of values for another integer set. So hit Second, Table. Arrow down to x is equal to 24. And notice that when x is 24, y in both cases is 20. So to get a higher value for y, we need to go get a lower value for x. When x is 23, the highest value for y that works in both inequalities is 20. And that's not going to give us a greater profit. Going down to x is equal to 22, our highest integer value of y is 21. So let's try the integer pair 22, 21. This will give us a profit of 40 times 22 plus 50 times 21, giving us 880 plus 1,050 for a total profit of 1,930. So even with a higher value for y, we're not getting a greater profit. So the correct answer to this problem is B, 1,960.